Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, it's loading.
It's loading.
Yes, I can see it now. Yes,
I
I
see my
can
screen now.
see it. From
So
my end, I can see.
yes, don't mind what I'm showing now. I just wanted to know, to be sure you're seeing my screen, and then to be sure technicalities are okay as we move forward. Can we
Okay.
start now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'll do a brief introduction of myself and the company that is doing this training, and about the program we're about to do. And I believe I'll do introduction of individuals that are online also. Are you with me?
Yep.
Yes. My name is Olalekan Ibrahim, like I said earlier. Some know me already as a name, probably why we're coming to this class. I'm the CEO of Open Source Global Limited, and I'm also the founder of Center for Learning. So brief about Center for Learning. Center for Learning is the training hub of Open Source Global Limited, established to provide professional skills and training to individuals and organizations in various categories, capacity, like HR, project management, customer service, and IT, etc. So for this class today, joining me further, we'll have my co-instructor, Ms. Aisha Abubakar. We know everyone is working from home today. So prior to this time, yesterday she was on for our class yesterday. Prior to this time, some of our official work is getting her engaged. So she will join us before the end of the class and then to put her input as we move forward. So I would like to roll out. I know you can see we have Omolara from Lagos, SF from Abuja, Geneva from Abuja will join us, and Aisha Abubakar from Abuja will join us. So this class is called Human Resources Management Basic Class. Can I have everyone to speak for that so I can know you can hear me? Omolara, how is Lagos?
Well, Lagos is fine. We're all indoor.
Yeah, indoor.
We're just trying to maximize this time to make good use of this time. Well, yeah, I'm fine. Trying to acquire a skill. I work with an IT firm and I specialize on human resource department. I'm a business analyst with the IT firm. I work with Attain Enterprise Solutions Limited, and I'm a business analyst. I've worked with various departments like the payroll, which is the finance department. Worked with the pension industry, and I've also worked with basically with the majorly with the human resource department. So I hope at the end of this program, I'll be able to add more skills to my skills and get ready for the outside world after the stay home.
COVID-19 experience.
Yeah.
The program is called Human Resources Basic Program. It's meant for anyone who is coming in newly to understand what HRM is all about. That's what the program is all about. It's broken into 3 modules. We have the foundation class, and the intermediate class, and the specialist class. I will share brief of each of the class with you, module, then we move on. Our first module is foundation class. I'm looking for my screen now on the foundation class. Yes, this is the foundation class. It talks about a pathway to become a certified human resources professional. Center for Learning is in partnership with Human Resources Institute of Human Resources Management in Oakland, California, USA, and they offer a certified human resources professional exam certification, which guarantees your professionality as an HRM. So this foundation is a pathway to certified human resources professional. It is a foundation class It says human resources management is an important function of an organization, any organization. It encompasses the management of people in the organization from a micro perspective, that is managing people in form of a collective relationship between management and employees. Management and employees is a major aspect of human resource management. HR plays a very significant role between to make sure the relationship between the management and employee is a let me say the beneficial relationship. Let me use the word beneficial. Beneficial in the sense the employee is looking for an organization that will take care of them and think about them, and the management is looking for employees that will work to achieve the organizational goal. We will understand this further when we go into further slide. So, who is this course for? This course is good for management learners, the students who want to learn about human resources management. What will you learn? You will learn what is human resources, function of human resources, importance of human resources, skills needed for HRM, who is an HR manager, futures of HR, today's HR challenges. I don't know if you can hear siren, scream, sorry, we are home working. I guess some security thing is going around, right? So just don't mind it, nothing to go wrong.
No, fine. The background sound is clear.
It's clear.
Hear it clearly.
Yeah. So at the end of this study, you attempt a short exam online, which will give you access to. Upon successful performance, you'll be issued what we call a certificate of completion on this track. This is a foundation track we're going into. So the pathway for every student here is students will be able to perform administrative role as a leader with understanding of how to see people as an asset. We believe such students will be able to work as a supervisor in small organization within 10 employees. Where we say this is that when you do further studies, you will have other understanding and it will improve your capacity in managing employees. So we'll go into the slide. I will change this slide now. Sorry if I didn't allow you to jot, but just a brief introduction. We'll go into the main slide now, which I will share with you. So I'll just say to you further now is that you can have a jotter close to you. This material will be shared to your email after the class, so you can have it for reference purpose. So we're going to the first chapter, with introduction with human resources. So what is human resources? I don't know if I can talk to you. Lara, what's your initial understanding of human resources before you came to this class?
My understanding and experience, of human resource is managing people and organization itself. For instance, if I'm going to talk based on what I have done with those departments, with this department, I have worked with department on how many employees they have, how many positions they have, the vacant job positions they have, and being able to analyze the general work experience within organizations, that is from payroll to CRM, from CRM to risk management. These are different organizations within one company. So being able to manage these two different departments together. So for me, the human resource unit or departments as a whole they do a whole lot of things. Yes, from recruitment to confirming their staff or putting them on a probation, from probation to confirmation, from confirmation to promotion to appraisal. So they do a whole lot of things, and they have the data of all these employees in their database. So they have every information of every employee, their age, their work experience, their past, their career goal, their addresses, a whole lot. Just basically knowing about who you
you are working with, knowing about your employees. That's what I know about human resource. There are other things, but that's just a brief explanation from my side.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that explanation. It's quite good. So I will just read what is here, then I'll explain further to you. You've given a very broad explanation of what HRM means, and I'll just give you what we're trying to say here now. What is HRM? Strategic and coherent approach to management of organizational most valued assets, the people working there who individually and collectively contribute to the achievement of the organization, also achievement of the objectives. What are we saying here? It's not just something of ordinary. It is a coherent approach, a strategic coherent approach. Strategic in the sense that it is designed, it is planned, it is projected. Activities are put in place, structures are put in place, planning is taking place. When we say planning, you look at what direction are we going. So it now becomes an approach in the sense that management, it's very important to management. And what are we saying? What area of importance makes it important to management? The most valued asset. Who are the most valued asset? The people working individually and collectively. So human resources is about the gateman, the cleaner, please, let's have a conversation. Keep mentioning as I'm mentioning each person. The gatesman, the cleaner is the janitor, the account, what did you say? Huh?
The receptionist,
the receptionist, the driver,
the managers, the head of unit.
How those individuals who have mentioned now can collectively contribute to the organization objectives. What is the organization objectives? Take, for instance, the organization wants to make money, profits. Most organizations are set up for profit reasons. They want to make money, or probably the non-profit organization that want to reach out to mankind by solving problems. That is an organizational objective. So how you're able to make the gatesman do his work adequately to achieve that organizational objectives. That means the gateman is not just open gates, is making sure he's manning the gate adequately for the organizational objectives. Meaning that he will not just be there sleeping. That is not part of the job when he's meant to be doing his work. And then when he's not feeling fine, he does not need to be on the job. Did you get my analogy now?
Yes.
When he's doing well, when he's feeling fine, he can be on the job. When he's not feeling fine, he does not need to be on the job. And meaning that the human resource will make sure his well-being is being looked after. And when his well-being is in good place, he needs to do his job. We will go further into that explanation, but what I'm trying to say to you in this, what is HRM is that HRM is so significant in the sense that it is strategic, it is an approach, and it takes care of the most valued asset. Those days, people don't see employees as most valued assets. People see employees as tools. Oh, I've employed you to pay you a certain fee, and you have to work for 40 hours. Not taking cognizance that this person may have a contribution to whatever is wrong with the organization. So HR is to bridge this gap of these indifferences in understanding of both employee and the management. That is the relationship we're talking about. I hope you understand me.
Yes, I do.
Yeah? Is that clear enough?
Yes.
Very clear enough.
Yes.
So we'll go further to the functions of HRM. HRM, what are the functions of HRM? Here we have it as organizational effectiveness. I've mentioned that in that brief I mentioned earlier. HRM makes a significant impact on the firm's performance. On the firm's performance. What are the firm's performance in terms of how they deliver customer service, how they deliver adequate service. So how does HRM makes the organizational performance effectiveness in the kind of recruitment you do, in the kind of training you give, in the kind of compensation that is being given to that person. That's the firm performance. So once the firm is performing adequately, you have financial performance also. Human capital management, is what we call HC, is the prime aspect of the aim, is to develop the inherent capacity of the people. I mentioned it earlier. What are the firm performance? I mentioned the capacity in terms of training. So HR will make sure that individual skills are in proper place for the organizational objectives. Knowledge management. What is the understanding of the products? What is the understanding of the services we deliver? What is the understanding of the job you have been employed for? Those are the things HR looks at. HR also looks at reward. I mentioned earlier to you in that definition that what is the employee's motivation? What is the engagement of on the job? Payroll, pay performance, pay performance. So employees looking at what are my benefits, and there are many benefits. There's what we call non-reward benefits and then reward benefits. We'll go into that further in our classes when we get to compensation and benefits. Employee relationship, harmonious relationship between partners, meaning that what kind of relationship that do you have within the employees themselves? How will the gatesman relate with the next person that is not in that same department? There will not be any conflict or any crisis. So HR maintains that. So those are the functions of HR. They are lengthy more than this, but we just have to brief it in a proper place we can understand. So we'll go further to next slide. Okay, meeting diverse needs, that is stakeholders and workforce, bridging the gap between the rhetoric and reality. HRM is to bridge the gap and to ensure that ensure aspiration and translated to effective action. Effective action. So let's move to, I think we're moving to skills, importance of human resources management. So perhaps we should just say, let's look at what HR should not do, so you can understand how important they are by explaining why they are important. So HR should not hire the wrong person for the job. HR should not experience high turnover. What do you mean by high turnover, please, Lara?
High turnover. HR should not experience high turnover.
Yes.
High turnover, that could be like a loss.
Where high turnover in HR is a loss, yes, but loss in not in terms of money that people think about.
Money,
High turnover when people leave job often.
Often, yes.
Often, yes. That's high turnover. Meaning that why are people just leaving the job? What's going on? Why? So it's either there's something must be wrong. I don't want to mention either. There's several things that could lead to high turnover. So HR should not experience high turnover.
For instance, when an employee has left the organization, probably resigned or terminated, HR should see to it that the employee's salary is being stopped. Because we've experienced people leaving an organization and still being paid. And that's a loss on the company.
No. I like that we just said that. The high turnover will mean not to stop the salary. The high turnover will mean is that probably you have somebody as a receptionist that works for 2 months. The person now resigns. Have you heard of an organization where they ask you why are you leaving the job? I will give you that later. Yes. So let me give you that scenario. 2 months, you have the receptionist. The receptionist is spend 2 months, and the person decides to resign, and you now employ another receptionist. That one spend 3 months. Now decide to resign. Now employ another receptionist. That one spend 1 month. Now decide to resign. So on that same position, what are you experiencing?
It's high turnover because people keep leaving. The HR needs to find out why.
Why are they leaving that same position?
Yes, why are they leaving that same position? There's something that the company can handle, make some adjustments or retrain. People leave because of different reasons or because of some general notions. So
yes,
the HR needs to find out why they are leaving and how the company can make changes or improvements or do some adjustments so to prevent that department from being obsolete. I mean, what's that word?
So yes, that's what we call high turnover.
Prevent the department from being void. Yeah.
That's what we call high turnover. So which is not good. Somebody just left now. Is that Lara or who is that? Okay, Jenny just signed out now. It's okay. Let's move on. Have your people not doing their best? That's performance. So you should not have people not doing their best on the job. So you should be able to find out why they're not doing their job doing their best on the job. HR should be able to make sure you know why.
Sorry, Mr. Liko, I have based on what you just said about people not doing their job. These days in companies, especially on structured organizations, because we have so many companies out there and yet we have HR departments. People are not doing their job. You're concerned about why they are not doing their job. You're concerned about why there's a rumor or there are people grumbling about the work or whatsoever or about the company. These days, companies do not actually pay attention to those things. They just want to make profit. They just want to move on. Just because they know that
we are talking about
employees.
I'm with you. I can hear you.
Yeah, just because they know that employees would always come. If this set of people leave, another set of people will come. But HR or the company refuse or would not see it in this direction, because for me, when you have spend a lot of time, money, effort to recruit, to advertise, to get people to come for a job interview, and then settle them down in the job, and this same set of people leaves, like one after the other, then you go back to zero level again. It means you're going to start recruiting and retraining again. So I feel one of the things that as an HR, one of the things we should learn or they should learn is the fact that pay attention to the employees. Like you said, employees are the assets of the company. So pay attention to them. Now my question is, how would the HR actually, how would they come in to advise to help the CEO or the organization to revive that department or that company back? Because when there are no employees, it means you'll be running at loss.
Yes.
You'll be running at loss.
I will give you.
Are there guidance? Are there rules? Are there laws? Something that can enforce a decision on the CEO or on the CEO. You know, there are laws and rules also from the part of the employees. Things you should do and things you should not do. You know, then also from the CEO part, are there laws? Are there rules? Something, you know, HR knows better than the CEO. So are there rules maybe in the legal way or laws that the HR can use to support the organization or support the employee or speak on behalf of the employees so that things can go on well with them and they keep running at loss of employees every time?
I wouldn't take your question. I wouldn't take your question for granted now. I will answer you, but the answer to that question in detail is in our further class. Why we go through compensation? Why we go through performance appraisal in workplace is not to diminish the person, which is the impression is being seen in terms of if you go through performance appraisal, it might lead to your dismissal or do you get that now? The essence of performance appraisal is to check what we can do. Does this person need training? Or does this person need, sometimes when you do some jobs, you may have some family challenges that may be going through you that time, that may be of disadvantage on your performance. So the performance appraiser is meant to open up that lacuna that is not making you do better at your job. So it's not supposed to be against the employee. So HR going to management on behalf of any employee or collectively on behalf of any employee to advise the management, like that instance with case study we started with, the receptionist. HR needs to go with a document of actions that has been taking place. Oh, this is the way I've been able to, as the HR, these are policies I've been able to provide for this not to happen again. I'll give an instance of a firm we managed recently. It's a food restaurant firm, and they have a particular position that they keep having high turnover, which has to do, they call it a front office. The front office, they call it the waiters and the waitress. Most of them are secondary school leavers. So there's always a request for, I want to go for my JAM, I want to go to university or look for other jobs of seriousness on that job. So you see this person spending 6 months, this person spending 3 months, and they have difficulties of training people on that position. So we have to now look into it that, okay, don't look at those people as, oh, they are not serious. Let's look at how we can maintain that position with someone that can stay longer. So we now give different advices. Okay, most of them, they have, what are their interests? They want to write WAEC, they want to write JAM. Okay, what are the incentives as reward the organization can give as a promise to whoever stay for 1 year? Did you get me now? Whoever stay for 1 year. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, whoever stay for 1 year, what kind of incentive can we provide for whoever stay for 1 year? So we mentioned what are their interests. They want to write WAEC. Some of them, they're looking at accommodation. Okay, can the company provide anything that will not be of too much expenses for the organization? So that advice was given so that you can have somebody out of 100 that you're going to have, maybe like 20, you can have some of them that will be interested in that same incentive. They'll say, okay, I can stay here for 1 year. Oh, we'll pay for WAEC. We'll pay for your WAEC, what do they call it? WAEC examination. Pay for your JAM. Or when you go to school, we'll pay for your school fees. So you can be coming in during the holiday, or you decide to pick a part-time course so that you can spend Monday to Friday on job, and Saturday to Sunday you go to school. So those are incentives that will bring performance. So those are the kind of offers the HR must bring to the management. And when HR takes offers to the management, HR must not take offers that will be too heavy on the management, considering the fact that you have to be sure that the organization you're working with has that financial structure to manage, to be able to support your advice.
Okay, so in other words, what you're saying regarding to my question is HR can provide advice or solution to the CEO or to the management on how they can better the needs of the employees, something to keep them in the job.
HR must provide advice, an adequate advice that can maintain that relationship between the employee and the management. Are we okay now? Are we okay now? So go ahead. We'll go ahead. We'll still bring it back. That's why I just said I didn't want to take it for granted. We'll still come into more details. We'll see more of that, because those are the areas that is so heavy on HR that HR needs. So we'll still see more of that. So let's move on. Waste time with useless interviews. Useless interviews. HR should not waste time with useless interviews. Meaning that useless interview can come in the aspect of wrong recruitment. So probably the recruitment is being given to an outsourced company that will not, you just, okay, get us CVs, and then they bring CVs in, and then you are having people that are not qualified, and then you have to interview them. HR should have a process of, before the interview, what can we do so that you don't, because interview time is also a cost in HR. So before interview, how can we limit candidates before coming to you? So it's part of making sure you don't waste time in useless interview. Have your firm in court because of discriminatory action. What are discriminatory action? In United States, we have sex as discriminatory action, age as discriminatory action, racism as discriminatory action, unequal employment opportunity as discriminatory action. So HR should not make the firm go to such court. Or equal pay. That is very common. People are working on the same position and you are paying them at different rates. I've had an instance of a friend working an international company and giving a letter as an international staff, and someone working in Dubai is earning above him. He's earning in naira, the other one is earning in dollars. So